Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our replay of the 1971 season using Deep Drive Baseball. Tom Terrific. I got his 1972 Topps baseball card right here. And he will be facing off against Darrell Patterson of the St. Louis Cardinals. It's St. Louis at Shea. Last game of the season for Seaver, September 30th, 1971. And let me tell you where Seaver's at right now with his stats. He had a crazy 71 season, 176 ERA, 20 and I think it was 20 and 10, and 300 innings pitched, 300 strikeouts. You know the works for Seaver. Let's look quickly and see what Seaver's doing. What it looks like here in his stats. And let's get into the game. All right, Seaver's got he's 22 and 5. With a 1 whip. In reality, his whip was like 99 or 9.9. So he's really close. He's got a 2.37 ERA. He got off to a rocky start. He had one game where he gave up like 7 runs, and that really inflated his ERA a lot. But in the second half of the season, man, he's had an ERA below 1 for sure. He's got 277 innings pitched. In reality, I think he had about 290 innings pitched, so he'll be almost there. And this is game 34. His start 34. So I think that's about it. I think he had. So he's got 34 games started. This will be his 35th. And we're right about to get started. So let's get the crowd into it now. We're going to use Deep Drive Baseball. One of my favorite games. Very, very easy to play. Very inexpensive. It's really worth it. Just to try it out. It's $1 to try it out. And of course, if you want to buy a whole season, it's $12. It comes with every player, believe it or not. And it's a very elegant design. I mean, you know, guys are really, I think today there's so much learning is so accessible. In other words, there's so much more sophistication in so many ways in terms of for people who want to be more sophisticated, more detailed, and there's just so much access to so much information. You can watch, what other guys do, and you can compare and contrast, and you can improve what you do. So I just think that this game is so simple, but it's really fantastic. It really is, and we're just getting the crowd going here. Once we get the crowd, we'll start off, and these are it plays very quickly, very straightforward. Particularly if you're playing 70s and 80s, doesn't have a. There's only there's a downside. There's only PDF, and I know some guys like to have the cards printed for them. I don't mind. I have a printer, and it's all set up with 5 or 6 different devices I have around my house. So it's going to be Lou Brock leading it off. Lou Brock, Milt Ramirez, the shortstop. Batting third is Luis Melendez, the right fielder. Joe Haig, the first baseman. Batting fifth is Jorge Roque, center fielder. Ted Kubiak, the second baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Bob Stinson. I remember him from the Seattle Mariners in '77. Julian Javier, the third baseman. He's a second baseman, but he's playing third base tonight. And Darrell Patterson. Patterson was 0-2 with a 4.97 ERA. Pitched in 29 games, 41 innings pitched, a 1.5 whip. And he's going to be facing the franchise. And we're going to flip this around because we've got Seaver should be on top. And that's Seaver's 1972 card that represents the 1971 season team. That's the way you got to do it with Topps. I learned that. So if you want the 71 Seaver, you got to get the 72 set because they take it in October. So you'll get the whole team that was there in October for 71 in the 72 set. If I wanted 69, I got 1970. So that's how it works. So then on this one, for example, I wanted 73, so I got 74. The 74 set looks like that. It has that little pennant. It's a very, very cool card. I like that a lot. And here's Seaver's 74 card, very unique. It's an action shot of Seaver. They don't have the standard portrait of Seaver. It's an action shot where you don't really see that it's Seaver, unfortunately. That you can't really see the number. You can't really see his face. You see John Milner at first base, but that's his 74 card that represents a 73 season. So I actually have this in a poster size as well, the same shot. It's a famous shot. Now, deep drive baseball, you roll 3d10 and a d20, and I'll show you how to use that. You always read the red and the white first, and then the green is the modifier die. You have a ballpark card, which is used for the deep drive section. Deep drive comes off the batter. So you have a batter card, a pitcher card. It's 50-50, but then there's an added twist to it, and it's the deep drive section that comes off the batter, but it can be directed by the pitcher's card or by the batter card. So we're playing at Shea Stadium, 0-3 on a home run, so it's like 40% chance in certain cases. And we're right about to get started. Here goes. Lou Brock, rest in peace. Tom Seaver, rest in peace. St. Louis at New York, September 30th, 1971. All right, that's a 25, and that's a strikeout. So Tom Seaver blows a fastball past Brock for out number 1. I want to show you that I picked these little, you can get these are hold-up cards. So it holds up my ballpark cards, holds up my baseball cards, whatever I want it to hold up. And that way I can go from one to the other, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I don't have to have it lying down on the table. So I have a few things that are standing up like that. And you can get those for $6 for like a dozen, something like that. Pretty cheap. All right, Milt Ramirez, he's a shortstop, not a very good shortstop. And he batted 273 in 13 plate appearances. Here's a pitch from Tom Terrific. That's a 22, and that is going to be a base on balls. So right off the bat, Seaver allows a walk. Melendez is next. Now I'm going to try, let's see how he does on strikeouts. I won't try hit and run with him, and I'm not trying a sacrifice, but I will see if there's a pass ball or wild pitch. On a 1, I'll have to check for that. I rolled the D20 for that. And here goes Melendez with an 84 and a 9, and that is a fly to center. Shallow center. Racing in is Jorgensen, and he gets there. Mets defense is Cleon Jones in left. Jorgensen is in center, and in right field is Kenny Singleton. Too bad they traded to Kenny Singleton. That's another big mistake the Mets made, trading Kenny Singleton to the Orioles. Ryan to the Angels, Singleton to the Orioles. What the heck were they thinking? Joe Haig, he's a left-handed hitter. 226 batting average with 16 home runs, so he does have some power. Seaver has to proceed with caution. And we don't get a wild pitch, pass ball, or any of those. Pick off. Here's Joe Haig. That's a 25, and that is a defensive lookup. And this is how easy it is to look up on the defensive chart. We're going to roll, and an 81 is a grounded short. I know Harrelson's a 4. He's playing short today, so he's going to get to that ball. Flips to the second baseman, covering, and that is Tim Foley. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. And Buddy Harrelson's leading us off in the bottom of the first. Darrell Patterson checks the sign, and he deals 44 and a 7. That's off Harrelson's card. That's a shallow fly to right field. Melendez, who's not playing deep, is there. You don't play deep on. Jorgensen's up second. Oh wow, I didn't even set up the Mets. All right, you get all the players. So Mike Jorgensen is batting second. And then it's Cleon Jones. Don Clendenin is out, but Cranepool's in. Cranepool's batting 5th. Batting 6th is Garrett. Nope, batting 5th is Kenny Singleton after Cranepool. Then it's Garrett. Then it's Grody. And then Tim Foley. So let's grab Grody, Foley, and it will be, let's see, there's Jerry Grody, and then Foley, and then Seaver. All right. So Jorgensen now, the batter. I may have rolled, but I'm not sure. All right, Jorgensen, the batter, and that's a 10, which is going to be a base on balls. So he trots down to first. Cleon Jones now We're going to roll that D20, looking for that pickoff. Oh, it could be a pickoff. Let's see. You roll the red and the white, and it's a 49. That's on the back side of this. 49 is a wild pitch if the pitcher is a B, C, D, or F. And he is an F, so it is a wild pitch. So that's going to move Jorgensen to second base. Now, Jorgensen gets traded and comes back to the Mets in the late 70s, early 80s. Cleon Jones still at the plate. We're going to roll that D20 again. Nope. Only on a 1 will we check for wild pitch, pass ball, balk, pickoff. Here's a pitch to Jones, and that is a 53. That's a deep drive off the bat of Jones. So he leans into one and drives it deep to left center field. And let's see what this is going to become. And it's a 70. That's going to be off the wall. It's going to score Jorgensen. RBI double. Jones into second base. RBI double for Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones had an outstanding season in 71, batted .319. So that is 1 on and 1 out. Darrell Patterson. And he sets and deals. It's a 52. Another deep drive off the bat of Cranepool. And a 26. And that ball is driven deep to right field. Back goes Melendez to the track. Looks up. That's out of here. Eddie Cranepool. 2-run shot. And the Mets are up 3-0, just like that. Darrell Patterson wishes he had that pitch back. And we do a quick entry here. Okay, a walk. That'll allow us to do some extra things, make pitching changes, and a bunch of other stuff. That was a 6-4. All right. And then, no, wait a second. Let's back up here. What? All right, let's see. Joe Haig. He did the fielder's choice. Give me 1 second. Just 6-4. All right, Buddy Harrelson, fly out to right. Went to second on the wild pitch. And then it was a double. And then a home run. Eddie Cranepool knocks one out of the ballpark. All right. So Kenny Singleton comes to the plate. He's playing right field tonight. And we're going to roll that D20. So Patterson's had a rude welcome to Shea Stadium. And that's a 5, so that won't be anything. So here's the pitch to Kenny Singleton. He switched hitter back from the left side. That's a 73. That's going to be a strikeout. So Singleton swings and misses at a curveball. And next up is Wayne Garrett. Let me check the screen, make sure everything's in order. Yep. All right, guys. More and more guys are waking up. Wayne Garrett. So bats from the left side. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Say RBI double by Cleon Jones and a 2-run homer by Ed Cranepool put the Mets up 3-0. This is Tom Seaver's last start of the 1971 season. He's 20-5. In reality, he was 22-5. In reality, he was 20-10. But you know, you can never kind of replicate the win-loss record. That's almost impossible. So many factors go into that. Too many intangibles. And he has a 2.37 ERA. In reality, it was 1.76, and that has a lot to do with. I did leave him in for some outings where he was getting, hit hard, and I did leave him in there. One game he allowed 7 runs, and that was in the first few games of the season. It took me a while, but his ERA in the second half of the season has to be below 1. He's been like unstoppable. So Wayne Garrett now against Darrell Patterson. So the way you play deep drive baseball is you roll 3D10 and you read the red and the white first. Let's do that. That's a 24. That's going to be off Wayne Garrett. 0 to 49 is off the batter. 24 is an out. What kind of an out? We're going to roll that green to tell us that's line and caught by the first baseman, Joe Haig. That retires the side, but the Mets pick up 3 big runs on 2 hits and a walk, and they lead at 3-0 going to the top of the second. Jorge Roque against Tom Terrific. That's a 14. That's a base hit, center field. Slaps one to center, and it's Kubiak. And I'll just check him for stolen bases. He's not. Oh, A4. He had 1 stolen base in 10 at bats. So he has an A4. Seaver's a -1, so that's a 3A. I'll try to steal base. And that is a 47. It's not going to do it. That's way too high. Way too high for a stolen base, and I believe that's here. It's a 3A would be 0 to 23. 24 to 28 is an out. So, yeah, I know you can memorize a lot of stuff in this game after just playing a few games. Ted Kubiak. So Jorge Roque holds it first. We are going to roll that D20 to see if there's a wild pitch pass ball. And it's on a 1 we're looking for. We're looking for a 1, not a 20. So that's a 59. That's going to be a base on balls. So Seaver having some control issues here early on. He walked the batter on the first and now another one on the second. So that's first and second, Bob Stinson. And because it's Seaver, we are going to square with Stinson, and we're going to try to bunt. We're going to roll that D20 looking for that wild pitch, and it could be a wild pitch. Let's see what happens here. Or it could be a pickoff. 0-0 on a wild pitch. Holy smokes. What is that? If position player is pitching, no, it's a wild pitch. Nope. So it's blocked. Stinson now is going to try to bunt. So we just play it straight up, and it's an 80 and a 0. So that is going to be a defensive check. So we're going to check. It's going to be a defensive check. And if he's bunting, what we could do and what we should do is check the bunt chart. And we're going to roll 1. Well, we'll use that same 0 and say it's to the pitcher. Okay, we'll say it's to the pitcher. And now we're going to roll on the, what did we say it was? On the defensive chart. So it's to the pitcher. We know who it's, well, that's not going to help us. That's not going to help us. Now I'm trying to do something here. Let me see what it says on the bunt chart real quick. All right, lineouts, bunt chart. Defense, okay. I'm sorry, I screwed up. I was thinking of inside pitch. Result from batter card, right? It was a result from the batter card, I believe. I believe it was from the batter card. Result from the batter card, blooper off the bat, roll a die. If less than or equal to the fielder's rating, they catch the ball for a pop-up. Okay, so it is. So he catches the ball for a pop-up, and the runners hold. So it's a pop-up to 1. So it's a pop 1, so 1 away. Nice catch by Seaver. And he got under the ball. He lowered his hands on that bunt. And 101 on bunting is you want to keep the bat head above the ball because you want to bunt it into the ground. You don't want to get it too low and pop it up. Julian Javier and 26 and a 5. So let's save that and let's roll the D20, see if there's a pickoff or anything like that. Nope. So a 26 off Julian Javier is an out, and a 5 is a hard hit ground ball to the second baseman, Foley, who flips to Harrelson, throw to Kranepool in time. So it's going to be what did I say it was? A 4-6-3 double play. And Seaver gets out of the inning thanks to the Met defense. And it's no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 left on base, and after 1.5, it's 3-0 Mets. All right, Jerry Grody is leading off against Darrell Patterson. That's a 57. That's going to be line base hit. Grody is on with a single. Next is Tim Foley. We're rolling that D20. And here's Foley, 38 and a 6, and that's hit hard to the shortstop. Shortstop Ramirez underhands it to Kubiak. Throw to Haig in time, so it's 6-4-3 double play. Tom Seaver's up now. 2 outs, bottom of the second. And that's an 81. 81 is a 9. That's a fly to deep center field. And back goes Roque, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, none left. And we go top of the third. Tom Terrific is facing off against Darrell Patterson. Now, there's a really good system. I really like. Oh, SP4. Holy smokes. Wait a second. Darrell Patterson isn't one that goes deep into games. I just noticed that. SP4. That means that he's going to potentially get pulled right now. He gave up a run. That's 1. He's gone through the lineup once. And he's pitched 2 innings, so he's done. So that's it for Patterson. We're pinch hitting for Patterson. And hey there, Molly is in the house. Deep Drive is one of my top 3 baseball games. Yes, I told you, man. It's very addictive. Just behind inside pitch and payoff pitch. I think you got to separate. You got to have 2 categories. I think payoff pitch and deep drive go into one category, and then inside pitch goes into another category. When you want to really be cerebral, I think you got to go for inside pitch. Like really get to the detail, in depth of baseball. I think you got to go to inside pitch. When you want to just lay back and take it easy and not think too much, then you go to payoff pitch or you go to deep drive. It still gives you a very realistic outcome, but it's just not as intense. It doesn't have the intensity of the die rolls and on and on and on. All 3 games improved my life to no end. Yes, of course. Yep, you said it, brother. Deserve nothing but great praise and success. Yes, I agree. I agree with you on deep drive, trying inside pitch and payoff pitch shortly. Pine Tar Baseball is top. I have Pine Tar right here. Let me just show you. I like Pine Tar. I think figured it out. They have the right approach. Okay. Now the only thing with Pine Tar and me is that here's the color version. I picked the color version. This is like the great players, like top players of the last 10 years or something like that. They're good for like if you like playing like all-star teams, like the great teams of the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, because that's their specialization. I'm a guy that likes to recreate like the actual game where nobody's played, like Milt Ramirez and Luis Melendez, Joe Haig. Like I like to see those guys, and you're not going to get those in great teams. You're not going to get those guys, So anyway, we're going to get a pinch hitter for Darrell Patterson. So let me jump over to my Replay Baseball. Well, Replay Baseball, I use Replay Baseball for all my PC stat keeping. So I've got like 10, 12 seasons right now, and I do have 3 or 4 cards and dice seasons. The reason I don't play a lot of Replay Baseball is because there's chart lookups, and I know you can memorize most of the chart lookups. I know guys that play Replay Baseball in 15 or 20 minutes. It's a good set. It is missing some seasons in the 80s, and those are, some of the seasons I really like. So that's another reason. But it's just I don't like games with charts. Not to say it's a bad game. It's just I don't, for charts I have APA, and that's why I don't play APA. For charts I have Strat, and that's why I don't play Strat that much. I just like to play 90% of it off the cards. And so anyway, again, I have to let me go to my Replay PC game, because that is going to tell me who I can pinch hit with. So Singleton strikes out, and then line drive. It's second. Wayne Garrett lines out. Okay. There we go. All right, who can I pinch hit with here in this game? So we are going to pinch hit with, you know what? Berta. Guy named Berta. We're going to bring him in to pinch hit. He's a lefty specialist. And then, so Bird is going to come in. He's going to pinch hit. And then to pitch, we'll see who we're going to bring it to pitch. All right. 1971, September 30th. Seaver's 22-5 with a 2.37 ERA. And this is the leadoff batter, Bob Berta. He's a pretty good first baseman, by the way. Hit 1 home run in 83 plate appearances. You get every player with deep drive baseball. And that's a 92 and a 0. That's line and caught by the second baseman. Tim Foley timed his leap perfectly and went up and brought it back down. So 1 away. A little bit tight here. And Lou Brock. Lou Brock's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning against Seaver. Here's a pitch from Seaver, and that's a 60. That's strike 3. Again, Brock goes down swinging. So the Seaver fastball is popping. That pitch was clocked at 113 miles an hour. Milt Ramirez, who walked, and he will make out here. He strikes out. So that is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Seaver. And that's no runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down for Tom Terrific in the top of the 3rd. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the order for the Mets. Harrelson, Jorgensen, and Cleon Jones. And let me quickly, L4, and then a K, and a K, and now we got to bring in a relief pitcher. Wait a second. Damn it. Let me look and see. Hold on a second. Stinson. Oh boy. All right, give me a second here. I got a lot that I'm handling here. So that was Stinson is the 2 outs. How did that happen? Kubiak walked. So it was 1 out, and then Kubiak, no, it's Roque got a hit. I'm trying to do 2 things at once, trying to keep track of. Okay, because we're in the 3rd. All right, I see what happened there. All right, so I'm in the bottom of the 1st, and Wayne Garrett lines out L3. And then Roque is going to single. And then a base on balls. And a P1. And then a defense 4-6-3 double play. All right, perfect. So now I got to see who I'm going to bring in for Patterson, because deep draw replay baseball will give me. All right, let's see who we can bring in. Williams maybe. Let's see if we can bring in Williams. This is the last game, so we got a lot of our regular starters sitting down. Cleveland. Guy named Williams. What's his name? His first name is S. Williams. So I really like the cards because they're real easy to read. My eyesight is not all that great, and as you can see, they're very uncluttered. If you talk to Chris, he did that with intent, right? Premeditatedly. Stan Williams, he can go 2 innings, all right, and we'll try to push him. So it's going to be Stan Williams coming in. And Patterson went 2. And it's going to be Stan Williams facing off against the top of the order. Here's a pitch to Buddy Harrelson. Let me go back to the stream. All right. Here goes Buddy Harrelson. He flied out to right field. He's a switch hitter batting from the left side against Stan Williams. Stan Williams had an ERA of 3.77 and a 1-loss record of 7-5. He's 34 years old. Here's a pitch to Buddy Harrelson to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 71. That's a strikeout. And that's 1 away now. That's strikeout number 1 for Stan Williams. Mike Jorgensen's the lefty specialist, but that has no effect. Here's the pitch. That's a 36. That's going to be off Jorgensen. That's a ground ball. Hit hard to the shortstop. Ramirez up with it. Throw to first and in time to get Jorgensen. And with 2 outs, it's Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones doubled in the first, drove in a run. It's a 73. That's going to be off the pitcher. That's going to be defense. Defensive lookups are very quick in this game. Roll the 2D10. It's a 69. And that's a ground ball to the second baseman, Kubiak. Now, I don't know what his rating is. And Kubiak's rating, where is Kubiak? He's in here somewhere. Kubiak's rating is a 1, so that's going to get by him. Not very good rating. And Javier doesn't even have a rating at third base. I'll give him a rating. That's not a problem. So it's going to be an error, right? It's going to be an error 69. It's an error. He's a 1. So it's a 2-base error. So ground ball to Kubiak, who picks it up and throws over the first baseman's head. And that hits off the railing, and that rolls out to right field. And that is going to allow Jones to make it to second base on an E4 2-base error on Ted Kubiak. With 2 outs, runner on second, here comes Eddie Kranepool. Steady Eddie Kranepool homered in the first inning. Here is the pitch. Oh, wait, we got to throw that D20. On a 1, and a 1 gives us the opportunity for pickoff, pass ball, balk, all that fun stuff. And he's terrible, by the way. He's wild. He's not good at picking off anybody, and he doesn't balk very often. Let's see what happens here. That's a 5-7. And let's look at the chart. That's going to be here. 5-7 is a wild pitch, automatic wild pitch, and that is going to allow Cleon Jones to go to third. And both Patterson and Williams had wild pitches in this game. So Eddie Kranepool against Stan Williams. RBI opportunity. We are throwing that D20 again. It could be back-to-back wild pitches. Here goes. Pitch to Kranepool. That's a 42. That's going to be an out. That's line and caught by the second baseman, Kubiak, to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And after 3 complete, it is Mets 3, St. Louis Cardinals 0. Luis Melendez leading it off in the top of the 4th. Melendez flied out to center field in his first at bat. Pitch terrific. Flies him out to right. Can of corn. Baseball cliche. And Singleton is there for the out. Joe Haig now, and he hit into a fielder's choice, a 6'4" fielder's choice. 79 is going to be a defensive lookup, and again, very easy to do. Roll 2. 79 is a ground ball hit hard up the middle, and after it is Harrelson, he gets there, spinorama over to first, and in time throws out Haig. Nice play by Buddy Harrelson. Didn't think he was going to get to that ball. And it's Roque with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Seaver, an 87, and strike 3, and Williams strikes out. Grody, no runs, no hits. Top of the 5th, Kubiak, Stinson, and Julian Javier. It's a 72, and that's a strikeout for Seaver, his 4th of the game. Kubiak heads back to the bench with the bat on his shoulder. And Bob Stinson, a 98 and a 4. That's off the pitcher card. A 4 is a hard hit ground ball to shortstop. Harrelson in the hole. Backhands it, long throw to first in time. Just gets Stinson, who doesn't run very well, but that was a long throw. And Javier. And that's a 0-1. That's a deep drive off the bat of Javier. Drives one to left center field. And that's going to be 1 hop off the wall. And Javier going to try for 2. Here's a throw from Jones, and not in time. So it's a 2-out double. And it's time for a pinch hit. All right, pinch hitters. I'm going to have to get out of this thing to do a Patterson. Okay, and bottom of the 2nd, Patterson was in there. So he gave up a single and a 6-4-3 double play, and a fly to center. Okay. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter for, and it's going to be, we're going to look for a lefty. Cruz, Jose Cruz is available. Jose Cruz. Can't find Jose Cruz. Where is he? Okay, so Jose Carnal's on his team. I'm wondering if Jose Cruz got traded or no. This is the end of the season, so he may have been. Should be in here. Jose Cruz. Weird. Oh, there he is. Okay, Jose Cruz is going to pinch hit. And who did we hit with before? It was Berta. Now it's going to be Cruz. Cruz is the second one. Good. All right. With 2 out and 1 on. Here's a pitch from Tom Seaver. Oh, we didn't throw. It's a 0-6. So we're going to save that. And we didn't throw a pickoff. Oh, we don't get it. 0-6 is going to be a line drive base hit. And Javier, the question is, will he score? We may have to have a roll to get him to score. He's F. No, he will score. So it's an RBI, pinch hit RBI single by Jose Cruz. And it's 3-1 now, with Cruz is on at first. Cruz is a 1B, and he's a 0B because Seaver's a -1. So it's going to be top of the order. It's going to be Lou Brock leading it off with 2 outs. Man on first. So he's running on the pitch here. We're rolling that for pickoff. We don't get one. And here's a pitch from Seaver, a 68, strike 3. And that's the third consecutive time that Seaver strikes out Brock. 1 run, 2 hits, 3-1. Bottom of the 5th. Mets are up. Now we got to find a pitcher. So let's get, actually, it's top of the 3rd was a pinch hitter, Berta. He's going to come in. And he lined out L4. All right, did not work for me. For some reason, L4. Oh, Jesus. Let's go back 1. Oh, my God. All right. I went back to the top of this. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on a second. Single, and it's a defense, 6-4-3. It's lagging a little bit. And then it's an F8. Then it was an L4. Pinch hitter. And Berta. L4. K. And a K. All right. And now we need a new pitcher. And who's it going to be? We brought in Williams before. And this time we're going to bring in Shaw. He's a lefty. Let's bring in Shaw. Don Shaw. He can only go 1. Let's see if somebody else can go a little bit more. Santorini. Let's look for Santorini. See if Santorini can go a little bit more so I don't have to keep on making so many switches. And Santorini his cards should be in here somewhere. The last bunch of cards are sticking together a bit because I think they're the newer bunch that I just printed out. There he is, Santorini. There he is. He can go 2. All right, so we're going to bring in Santorini. Santorini's going to face Tim Foley, Tom Seaver, and Buddy Harrelson in the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-1 Mets, so it's still a pretty good game. So Williams went 2 innings and allowed no hits, just a base runner, had a wild pitch. 2 strikeouts. And it's Al Santorini. See, these are guys I like to bring in. I can't do that with the Pine Tar Baseball because it's for like great players. That's okay. It's a little bit like Strat. You know, Strat does that, except Strat has every single season. And they have the card viewer and on and on and Santorini was 0-4 with a 3.78 ERA in 37 games pitched. Let me head back to the stream in case anybody. Deep Drive is one of my top 3. Yeah, again, if people try it and not enough people know about it, and you can try it for $1, and it's got a lot of nuance for a game that's so straightforward and so easy to play. It's got a lot of little details. It's got soft, medium, and hard ground balls. It's got shallow, medium, and deep fly balls, and something different happens on each one of those. But it's intuitive. You can figure it out after a few games. So it's got a lot of cool things. It's got all the, a simple way of figuring out errors. Right? It's got error. It's got range, and it's got the wild pitch. It's got the balk. It's got the pickoff. It's got everything rolled up into one roll, which is great. All right, Tim Foley. Let's go, Tim Foley against Al Santorini. And that's a 60, and that is going to be a single up the middle. Hit hard, right past Santorini and into center field. Seaver's going to bunt. And that's an 86 and a 9, and that is going to be a good bunt. I know that by heart already. And who's it going to be to third baseman? 5 to 4. Going to second is Foley. He's at second base now. Buddy Harrelson is up. And we're going to roll that. We have to roll this twice, actually. See if there's... I forgot to roll it on the bunt. All right, no wild pitches, and here goes. It's a 56. That is line base hit. And around to score is Foley. Throw home, and not in time. RBI single for Buddy Harrelson. 4-1 Mets. So the Seaver sacrifice paid off. Mike Jorgensen. Jorgensen does strike out a lot, so I'm not going to try hit and run with him. And that is a 0-4 base hit, and that's going to send Harrelson to third. Right center field, cut off by the center fielder Roque. And it's first and third. Infield is in for the Cardinals. Cleon Jones is batting. He's 1 for 2. He doubled and reached on an error. Oh, and there could be a wild pitch, pick off, or whatever here. Let's see what 66. 66 says if pitcher not a position player, it's a pickoff. So he picks off the runner at third base, Buddy Harrelson. We're always going to say it's the lead runner. That's, I guess, the most important runner. So it's going to be a 1-5 pickoff, 2 outs, big pickoff by Santorini. And we're going to throw that D. So you get a lot of nuance for something that's so straightforward. That's a 15. Nope. And that's a 61 with a runner on first. And a 61 is a single ground ball and through the left side. Jorgensen with 2 outs may go to third. You do get a boost for the 2 outs, and he's going to have to roll to go to third. On the choice chart, that's a 48, and I'm pretty sure he makes it. A 48, he's fast. He does make it to third base. So first and third, 2 outs. Infield is back. Eddie Cranepool's 1 for 2 with a home run in the first inning. We're going to throw that D20, looking for that wild pitch, pass ball, pickoff. Don't get it. Here's a pitch to Cranepool. It's an 84. That's going to be off the pitcher, and a 6 is a hard hit ground ball to the second baseman. Kubiak flips to Ramirez, 4-6, and that retires the side. Mets pick up 4 hits and 1 run, RBI by Buddy Harrelson. And the Mets lead it by a score of 4-1. Tom Seaver. He's going to be facing Milt Ramirez. Let's find him. There he is. We are in the top of the 6th inning. It's 4-1 Mets. Seaver versus Al Santorini. Darrell Patterson started off this game, but he does not go very long. And we finished our drink. We're going to have to grab a drink in a second. But we are in the top of the 6th. Let's see what Seaver does against Milt Ramirez. And that's a 22, and that is a base on balls. So obviously Milt Ramirez walked a bunch of times. He had 13 plate appearances. He had almost a 400 on-base percentage. So he's walked twice against Seaver already. And
Here comes Luis Melendez. Now Melendez strikes out, so we're not going to do a hit and run. And Ramirez is not a base stealer, so we got nothing to do there. We will roll that D20, looking for that wild pitch. And let's see. That's a 42 and a 3. And that is going to be a hard hit at the third baseman. And this is going to be around the horn. 5, 4, 3, double play. Hard hit ground ball to the third baseman. And Wayne Garrett turns it. Goes to second to Foley for 1. Relay to first. Kranepool scoops it out. And in time, gets Melendez by half a step. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Joe Haig. It's a 31 and a 3, and that is chopped to third. Charging it is Garrett, bare hands. It fires to first in time. Great play by Wayne Garrett. And that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, none left on. Bottom of the 6th. Al Santorini's still in there. He's facing Kenny Singleton, Wayne Garrett, and Jerry Grody. I've got a bunch of tutorials on my channel. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. And Kubiak waits back, now charges. Sidearms it to first. 1 down. Got a bunch of tutorials on deep drive baseball. Check those out. I'll keep on doing those. And it's a 0-4. That's a deep, no, that's a line drive base hit right center field. Played on a hop by the right fielder Melendez. Wayne Garrett is on at first. He's 1 for 3 today. And here comes Jerry Grody. So we will be rolling. Wait, he gave up a run. And he went an inning. So he's actually tired here. Because he can only go 2. And the run is 1 that he gave up. He gave up an earned run. Plus he won an inning. That's 2. So his total points are consumed. So he's tired right now. So we're going to push him to see if he can get through an inning. Jerry Grody's up. And there's no wild pitch or anything like that. So here goes. And that is a 91. And that 91, since he's fatigued, can become a 41. And either way, it's a fly ball center field. So that's 2 out. And here's Tim Foley. We're rolling that D20. And I'll go over that again. You can move up or down 50 points. If the pitcher is at a disadvantage because he's fatigued and it ends up on the pitcher's card, you can pull down 50 points or go negative 50 points, and it takes it to the batter card, which should give him a better chance of getting a hit. But you don't have to. You can, you don't have to. So if it's a hit on the pitcher card, you stay there. But if it's an out on the pitcher card, you can try to make it a hit because the pitcher's fatigued. That's a simple way of doing this, and I really love that. At first it's a little awkward because he's thought of some approaches to things that no other game does, So there's no wild pitch there. So here's the pitch to Foley. We'll do it again here. I'll show you. Okay, it's on the pitcher's card, a 69. That's a strikeout. So minus 50 is a 19, and a 19 is going to be a strikeout anyway, and that retires the side. So Santorini, even though he was fatigued, was able to, I don't know, I can't remember what happened here. I messed up on that one, but I'm not going to worry about it. Human beings mess up. Get used to it, especially if you watch my videos. You'll definitely get used to watching me mess up. Some guys hate that, and they but other guys are okay with it. Jorge Roque is up, then Kubiak, and then Bob Stinson here in the top of the 7th. Mets are up 4-1. Seaver's going for his 23rd win. He's 22-5 with a 2.37 ERA. See if you can lower that just a little bit more. It's a 56, and that is going to be a ground ball and through into left field, played by Cleon Jones. So Roque is on. He's a 4A, 3A. We will try to steal with him. And nope, no opportunity for that. Not on that roll. Need low rolls for steals. And this is a 10, and that's a base on balls. So runners on first and second, nobody out. So the Cardinals have a little something brewing here against Tom Terrific, Bob Stinson. And again, Stinson's going to be called on to square away into bunt. Oh, it could be a wild pitch or a pass ball or pickoff. Let's see what happens. A 99. That's not going to be anything. That's a pass ball. Gets past the catcher. Both runners move up. Not good news for the Mets. Pass ball, and that is the catcher's 7. Happened on him. And then I could put same also. There we go. All right. So second and third, Bob Stinson's the batter. So infield's back for the Mets. They're going to concede a run for an out. But that's it's a 24. 24 is a strikeout. Big K for Seaver. Blows a fastball by Stinson. Big out number one here with second and third. The Mets are up 4-1. Julian Javier. And that is an 8, so there's no wild pitch, pass ball, blah, blah, blah. Julian Javier, here's the pitch, a 51. That's a deep drive off of Javier. And that may drive in 2 runs, and it will. That's going to be 1 hop off the wall. Splits the outfielders. Into score is Roque. Right behind him is Kubiak. It's going to be a 2-run double. And Tom Terrific gets scored on here. And that's going to be the third baseman. Normally a second baseman, playing third today. And we would have been better off facing a pinch hitter, but we're going to face a pinch hitter anyway. The base is loaded. Should have maybe walked Javier, but why put out? I didn't want to put the tying run on base. So we're going to get another pinch hitter here. Now we're on second base, and we could pull Seaver here, but we're going to trust him to try to get out of this. There's nobody really much better than him on the bench. He's still not tired, still not fatigued. Seaver's given up at least 1 run, so that's 1 point, plus 7 innings, that's 8 points. Plus he's gone through the lineup twice. That is 10 points. He can go 14 points. So he almost completes every game. Pretty amazing. We're going to bring in Ted Simmons to pinch hit. You know who I have there as well? Matty Alou. And I remember I have him. So let me bring in Matty Alou because I remember his name being mentioned. So Matty Alou is going to pinch hit with the tying run at second base and only 1 out. All right, Tom Terrific is going to face Alou. And here goes. I'm going to throw that 20-sided die, see if you can pick off. Oh, no. All right, here goes. And that is a 64, strike 3, and Seaver blows a fastball by Matty Alou for number 7. 7th strikeout of the day for Seaver. And Alou heads back to the bench with the bat on his shoulder. And here it is, Lou Brock leading it off. Lou Brock struck out 3 times against Tom Terrific. But the odds now are turning into onto Lou Brock's favor. The next batter, so Lou Brock batted 313, where the next batter 273. But Seaver's handled Lou Brock, but he has a chance here of getting revenge. See what happens. Lou Brock versus Tom Seaver, rest in peace. 2 classy guys. And here's a pitch from Seaver. And that is a 99 ground ball. Shortstop hit hard at Harrelson, scoops it, goes the short way to second base. And that, oh, no, he's going to have to throw to first and in time to get, I thought there was a runner on first. And that retires the side. But the Cardinals pick up 2 runs here in the top of the 7th. It's a 4-3 ball game now. 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk. And we're going to bring in a new pitcher. We have to at this point because Santorini's already fatigued and it's a real close game. So we want to Seaver's up. And you know what? We are going to let Seaver bat. So let's grab a new pitcher. Let me go to the roster. Let me see. We're going to grab a pinch, not a pinch hitter. I'm going to grab a new pitcher. And it's going to be Lindsay. Again, you get every card with Deep Drive Baseball. I've gotten a bunch of guys into Deep Drive Baseball. I have the Facebook group. You can join that. Deep Drive Baseball, just like that, Facebook. A lot of guys. It's grown fairly quickly. And that's a good thing. I'm glad. And I'll tell you, the designer is a fairly reserved guy. Doesn't like to shake things up very much. So he's very conservative and kind of to himself. He's not very opinionated and very easy to deal with. Very nice guy. Who are we looking for? Lindsay, right? There he is. Frank Lindsay's coming in. All right. So Santorini went 2 innings, gave up actually 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, no walks, and a big strikeout. And now it's going to be Lindsay. We're going to be facing Seaver. I'm going to let Seaver come in. I'm going to let Seaver bat and pitch the 8th inning. All right, it's a 26. That's off Seaver. That's a strikeout. So Lindsay picks up a strikeout of Seaver with the fastball. Swings and misses. And Buddy Harrelson now. Buddy Harrelson's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Here's a pitch from Lindsay. 0-4. That's a ground ball and through. Past the outstretched glove of the shortstop Ramirez into center field. So Buddy Harrelson slaps a hard hit ground ball into center for a base knock. He's on at first. Mike Jorgensen. And lefty specialist doesn't get an advantage here. And 33 is going to be a 7. Is a deep drive left field. Racing back towards the track is Brock, and he hauls it in for out number 2. So Jorgensen went the other way and gave it a ride. Cleon Jones, here's a pitch to Cleon. That's a 10. That's line base hit. That's going to send Harrelson to third. First and third, 2 outs. Eddie Kranepool, steady Eddie Kranepool now with an RBI opportunity. He's got 2. He's 1 for 3 with a home run. Hit that home run in the first inning. Put the Mets up 3-0 with a 2-run homer. They were already winning 1-0 at that point. Let's check for the wild pitch. We don't get it. Here's the pitch, and that's an 81. And 81 is going to be a ground ball third base. And Javier up with it, fires the first, and in time to retire the side. All right, Mets, no runs. 2 hits, 2 left on base. We go top of the 8th. Let's try for a 1-2-3 inning, huh, Tom? Let's see what you can do here. You're facing Ramirez, Melendez, and Haig. All right, Tom looks in for the sign. And he winds and deals. That classic windup. That's a 19. And that, again, a base on balls. That is the 5th walk, 3 to Ramirez, that Tom's allowed. Yep. So, and when I do my coloring, let me come back to the stream. When I do my walks, I color them in yellow. When I do my coloring, my wife says that's my adult coloring book. I go, yeah. So 5 walks for Seaver today. Wow. Luis Melendez. So I will be giving the full stats and comparing and contrasting after this game, probably in another video. Luis Melendez is going to come up. And Ramirez doesn't really run well, and Melendez also strikes out. So we don't want to hit and run on that because he's going to get thrown out easily. So Luis Melendez versus Tom Seaver. This is actually in the Met bullpen. It's only a 4-3 ball game right now. So up in the Met bullpen is Tug McGraw and who's out? Danny Frizella. I'm going to roll that D20 to look for that 1. We don't get it. And here's the pitch to Melendez. And that is a 75 and a 6. Strike 3. And Seaver. Oh, where did I put this? Put it in the wrong place. Holy smokes. How did I miss that? That is strikeout number 8. Why did I skip one? Isn't that funny how I did that? That's weird. All right, getting senile. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, runner on first, and it's Joe Haig. Going to throw that D20, looking for that wild pitch here in the top of the 8th. It's 4-3 Mets. That's a 2. We don't get it. And it's a 43 and a 7. That's going to be off of Haig. A 7 is a deep drive right field. On the run is Singleton, and he tracks it down. 2 away. And we'll throw a D20. We don't get the 1. And here is Jorge Roque. Roque is a 300 batter. Only 11 plate appearances, a 32 and a 0. That's a strikeout, number 9 for Seaver. And we go to bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits, 1 left. 4-3 Mets, bottom of the 8th. In the 9th, Seaver, if he's still in there, is going to face Kubiak, Stinson, and Javier. Kenny Singleton up against Frank Lindsay. This is the 2nd inning. He can go 2. And that's a 36. That's going to be a 3 is a hard hit ground ball to the first baseman. He's going to take it himself. 1 out. Wayne Garrett, left-handed hitter. Garrett is 1 for 3. Here's a pitch from Frank Lindsay. A 22 is a defensive lookup. Look how quick this is. A 98 is a fly ball right field. Melendez is in right. I don't know if he's a good right fielder. It may drop in. Oh, actually, maybe an error. Let's see. Melendez is a terrible right fielder. So it's going to be at least a 2-base error, if not more. No, it is a 2-base error. It's off Melendez's glove, and that puts Garrett at 2nd base on the E9. And it's Jerry Grody. I'm going to intentionally walk Jerry Grody to set up for the double play. And here's Tim Foley. Frank Lindsay. And that is a 91 and a 1, and that's pop foul. First baseman in foul ground, Joe Haig, and he squeezes it for the out. 2 down. And here's Tom Terrific. We're going to let Tom Terrific bat. Yes, we are. And that's a 58. That's line drive. Base hit. Tom Terrific drives in a run. Wayne Garrett. Got to check something here. Wayne Garrett is an average speed. He becomes fast, but that means we have to roll for him to score. And we will roll. He may get thrown out. Let's see what happens. And a 42. He is in safely under the tag. And Grody will stop at 2nd. Fast runner, I automatically move him. But actually, you know what? With 2 outs on a throw home, we are going to hold him up. RBI single. Big RBI for Seaver. It's a 5-3 ball game now. But that's an unearned run, by the way, so that's not going to count. Unearned run. It doesn't really say run or unearned, so we're going to count it. Lindsay's going to be fatigued now. Lindsay's fatigued. I'm not switching him out. Here's a pitch from Lindsay to leadoff batter Buddy Harrelson, and that's a 20. That's a defensive lookup. Let's see what it's going to be. It's a 26. That's going to take us to range. It could be a hit. An 89. 89 is a fly ball right field, and right there is Melendez. Makes a nice running catch. Caught up to this one. Got lucky because he made an error on the last one, a hit out there. So the Mets pick up a run on 1 hit and an error and a walk. And we go to top of the 9. Tom Terrific is in face Kubiak, Stinson, and Javier. All right, Kubiak batted .232. And let's see what we got here. We're going to let Ted Simmons pinch hit. So, you know what? I don't want to do that because I got a lot of pinch hitters. But I'd rather have Simmons for Simmons is 300 batter in case we get somebody on. Save Simmons. Let me see who we have here. Ted Sizemore. I'm going to bring in Sizemore. It's a pinch hit. And Sizemore, let me make sure he's on the roster. Sometimes these guys get injured and pulled off the roster at the end of the season. And I just want to make sure he's in there. And okay. So let's see. You know what? Hold on a second. And is he on the roster? He is on the roster. So it's going to be Ted Sizemore against Tom Seaver here in the top of the 9th inning. It's a 5-3 ball game. See if Seaver can win his 23rd. He's 22-5. That's a 73, and that's a strikeout. So Seaver with his 10th strikeout of the game. And next is Bob Stinson. He's a switch hitter, bats from the left side against Seaver. Here's a pitch. It's a 51. That's a deep drive. And see what that becomes. That's going to be a 95. And chasing after it is Jorgensen, and he runs it down. Great catch. Because we rolled a 4, and that's beyond, you see, it would have been a home run. But we rolled a 4. Oh, actually, no. It's just a fly ball in that case. Okay. All right, because Stinson doesn't have any adjustment for that. Some guys have adjustments, but it's a fly ball. All right, so straight fly ball with that number 95 there. And it's going to be Julian Javier, who's got 2 doubles. He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, so he's been hitting well today. Here's Tom Seaver with looking to get Javier for the complete game victory. And the Cardinals are down to their last out. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That's a 97, line and caught by the leaping second baseman. Great catch, Tim Foley. Timed his leap perfectly. Javier hit it again, a line drive off the sweet spot. But Tim Foley timed it and made the catch, and that's the ball game. 3 up, 3 down in that top of the 9th inning. And Seaver picks up goes 23 and 5 on the season. He was actually 20 and 10. His ERA is going to be about, I believe it's about a 239, I believe it would be. It went up a little tiny bit in this game, but not much. So its final score is 5-3. Seaver allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 hits. But of course, the 5 he allowed 5 walks, which hurt him. And the hits I do in green, and that usually helps me make sure that I counted everything correctly. So I should have, that's 4, 5, yep, 5 hits. And strikeouts, struck out 10 batters. So he did a great job. His fastball was popping. He had 1 pitch at 117 miles an hour on the Cards and Dice radar gun. It's the one we use to catch speeders up and down my street. They're always going, 89 miles an hour. All right. So Mets, how do the Mets do? How many hits do they have pick up here? That's 4. That's 5. That's 8. 9. And 11. So, line score, St. Louis 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Mets, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Pass ball on Jerry Grody. And what else? That's about it. So this, I believe, is the end. So let's do 9, 5, 3. Let's see if there's any unearned runs. You know what? We could say that there was 1 unearned run here. So, because the pass ball, you don't know that that Kubiak would have scored from first on the double. But since he was already on second, he automatically scored because the next guy struck out and it was a grounded in the inning. So I'm going to see what replay PC says about that. They may give him only 2, and that means his ERA will go down a little bit. But again, ERA is a tough thing. He's almost identical to WHIP, though. WHIP is almost identical. And I'll look at all that, and I'll look at the strikeouts and the walks and all that, and I'll compare it to his actual stats. So we go back to the stream. So this is the end of our 1971 Seaver replay. It was a blast. Had a great time. I started out playing 71 Oakland A's, but then I was drawn to Seaver, with the passing and all that. And yeah, I do that sometimes just for fun. I color code it just to, I don't know, just as a pastime, I guess. Yes, yeah, I remember that. Stinson was a Mariner. All right, guys. So thanks for stopping by. I hope it was entertaining. And based on balls, 5 for Seaver, 10 strikeouts, 10 big Ks, no hit by pitch, no wow pitch. Batters faced, he faced 27 and 8 is 35. And that's it. Another complete game for Tom Terrific. And we'll look at all the stats and come back with another video and talk about those stats. So this is CP Cards and Dice from Cards and Dice TV. Hope you had a good time. Hope it was a little bit entertaining for a little while. And all night baseball here. I've been playing for like 3 hours. Take care, guys. I will see you soon. Stay safe.